What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bullet here. I am back after a small hiatus. I do apologize, but as you guys have known for months now, we've been in the midst of a moving process. One of the roommates just moved out as of Sunday, and with that, it took some time for me to get all of my streaming equipment and stuff set up to the way that we want, and the stream room is now finished for the most part. I still got to get sound padding. I still got to get like a love seat or couch of some kind. I want to get some RGB light strips and stuff, but stream room looks great. So I'm excited. I will do a video down the road once the room is absolutely finalized, or you guys can check me out on Twitch and you guys can see it there. But without further ado, we are here for the newest Legends update. So let's just dive into it. So as you know, this guy has been teased to get a Zenkai for 2 weeks now? 3 weeks? So we're gonna see what he does. So he needs to be at 7 stars, obviously. Let's take a look at his stats. So with his stats, he is going to be, this is where he's at base before stats. After he Zenkais, he goes up a good chunk. So health goes from 2.4 to 2.5. Strike attack goes from 233 to 234. Strike attack doesn't go up that much. Defense goes from 163 to 168 for strike defense. Blast goes up the most here, though. It looks like almost 20,000 it goes up. And then his blast defense goes up by 6. So he gets a considerable Zenkai boost just in his stats. Take a look at his base and Zenkai abilities. So restores own health by 30% and ki by 50, goes to 40 and 70. And then that stays the same there. He still nullifies unfavorable. He still has type null for 20 timer counts, which is pretty good. All right. Oh man, he buffed up a lot. Okay, I'll give it my best. Following effects occurs per defeated battle member. It goes from 30 to 40 damage inflicted, 20 to 30 in ki recovery, and then 100% to ultimate damage if it went from Goku to Sun Family. That's a considerable buff. It's not specific anymore, which is nice. So that's a big deal, especially since Sun Family is like really like popping back up. Like that comes into play a lot. That's actually pretty good. All right, turn regret into power. Goes from -5 to own blast costs. That stays the same. Reduces damage received from regen by 20. That stays the same. 15% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts every time they use a blast card. And that stayed the same. I don't know why they got rid of card at the end there, but that's weird. And then an additional effect is plus 30 to blast damage inflicted for 20 timer counts when activated. And reduces damage by 40% until combo receives. So that's pretty good. That's pretty basic at this point. Pretty standard. Now let's go into his Zen Kai Awaken stuff. So this all he gets at 1 star, or Z1. This unlocks at Z3. 30% to blast damage inflicted against tag regen. That was to be expected. Applies the following effects to allies per tag Hybrid Saiyans or tag Sun Family battle members other than this character when he enters the battlefield. 30% to ki recovery for 20 counts. 20% to blast damage for 20 counts. That's not bad. The fact that he's giving a static buff to both Hybrid Saiyans and Sun Family, that creates a bit of utility for this guy, so that's actually really good. And then this unlocks at Z6. Let your power explode. Applies the following effects to self when 2 allied characters are defeated. Restores health by 20%. Plus 30% to damage inflicted. Can't be canceled, so he gets a static 30% damage increase. Cancels his own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. So this guy is still going to be your last man standing unit, which is good. Applies the following effect to self every time when faced with an enemy. Every time you're faced with just an enemy in general. So restore ki by 40, 25% to damage inflicted. So basically when the enemy switches out, he gets these buffs. That's pretty good. Not bad. Let's take a look at his abilities here. So there's nothing to strike, nothing to blast. Special move deals major impact damage, inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade -1 arch draw speed for 20 timer counts. And that stays the same. His green goes from cancel own attribute downgrades. Following effects occur based on own remaining health. If it's 50 or more, 20% to blast for 20. If it's below 50, 35 to blast. Okay. And then there's green here. So it stays 20 when it's above. Oh, it went to 30. So it went from 20 to 30 above 50%, and it went from 35 to 45 there. But more or less, that's the same. And then for Father Son Kamehameha, deal massive impact damage, 25% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, and he gets blast armor when charging forward. Here, it's 50% for 20 timer counts. So that's double what it was before. Nullifies enemies, restore health when it reaches 0 effects. When this character attacks for 3 timer counts. So I think this actually this may actually affect the new cell that came out, which is kind of devastating because the new cell's really good. He's a powerhouse. He's a glass cannon, but he's a powerhouse. So if that nullifies his restore and it doesn't allow him to transform, then it's over. So yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then obviously for Zenkai Ability, he buffs both Red and Tag Sun family. 30, 35, 30, 35. Pretty basic. Pretty standard, I should say. And then his Z ability hasn't changed at all. 30% to Hybrid and Sun family. So he's pretty good. I think he might come across as a little underwhelming just because when it came to Beerus basically had no kit whatsoever when he came out. And when he got his Zenkai, he also got a buff on top of his Zenkai. So this guy on paper might seem a little underwhelming, but I think he's actually going to be really, really good once you get him Zenkai 7'd. So that being said, we also have another surprise. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where is he? There he is. Perfect Cell also got a Zenkai. Which in my LF prediction video, I also mentioned the fact that if Cell didn't get an LF, that more than likely this guy would get a Zenkai Awaken. So I'm 2 for 2 on that. I'm actually happy about that for myself. But let's take a look at him. So 7 stars, 5,000. At his base, he's not bad, but compared to today's units, he's really not all that either. So let's see, he goes from 2.2 health to 2.4. That's a considerable jump for health. Strike goes from 215 to 231, and blast attack goes from 228 to 262. That's a really good jump. Defenses go up almost 15. So yeah, his stat buffs are really, really good, all things considered. Let's look at his base for his Bane ability. Draw the Ultimate Arts card, perfect combination next. He now gets restore own ki by 20 and 40% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. That's really cool. All right. His unique ability, anti-Super Saiyan, 40% to blast damage inflicted against Super Saiyans, now becomes 50% to blast damage inflicted against Saiyan and Super Saiyan. So now that's going to be a permanent damage increase. Can't be canceled. And he also does Saiyans in general as opposed to just Super Saiyans. So again, given a lot more utility, given a lot more ground to be able to work with. Rising Terror, I believe that's this. Yes. So with this, inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade +5 to strike and blast for 10 timer counts every time he enters the battlefield. He now does inflict attribute downgrade plus 30% to damage received for 10 timer counts, and then +5 to all arts for 10 timer counts. That's really good. So you're already doing the 50 against Saiyans. You're gaining an additional 30. You're doing an additional 40 if you pop his main. Pretty good. So he gets nothing there. Zenkai. At stage 3, following effect occurs every time own attack is evaded with a vanishing step. Reduces next damage sustained by 20%, cannot be stacked. So when he has a vanishing step, so he gains a 20% damage reduction for that combo after he vanishes, which is pretty cool. That's pretty unique. I don't think there's many characters that actually do this. So that's actually not bad. And then inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade -100% to key recovery for 3 timer counts. That's all right. That's an okay stage 3. And then Fearsome Perfect Form applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores health by 10%. Activates 3 times. 40% of damage inflicted for 15. And then 50% to key recovery for 15. So this guy's kit, it's better. It's definitely better than what it was. You're definitely going to want to use this guy to constantly switch in and out. He's going to be your rotator of the group. Which honestly ain't all that bad. So, I think he could be better, personally, but I know when you're dealing with, when you're dealing with Zenkai LF Gohan, this guy kind of diminishes in comparison. So, alright, let's look at his other moves. So Special Kamehameha applies attribute downgrade -50 to enemy sustained damage cut when changing cover to self for 20 timer counts. That is now 100%. So basically, you nullify. I believe that means, depending on what the enemy's stats are at, you can almost 100% nullify the damage that you take upon cover cut. Just about, which is really cool, and that goes for 20 timer counts. That's nuts. That's nuts. So back to Torrential Key, Life of Peril, 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade -50 to health restoration for 15. That's still 20. That's still 20, and now that is 50. And that's still 50. Okay, so his green card doesn't change. His ultimate skill just did 30% chance to inflict faint. And now it's doing -100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 timer counts, and then 30% to inflict fate. So that's pretty good. Red and regen, so Omega Shenron is going to be pretty good. Yeah, he's going to be pretty good. New Cell is going to be pretty good. Definitely going to want this guy as like your bench. Or you're going to want to run a red-green of some form. So, pretty good. And then that doesn't change at all either. So, both of these guys are really good, I think. Cell is obviously is lacking compared to Gohan. Gohan, I think, has the better kit overall. But if you're running a regen team and you got the new Cell and you got like Zenkai Boo and stuff, this guy is not bad to add to your team. He's actually pretty decent. Real quick before we end the video, I don't want to make this one too long. We're gonna go over events. So the Cell Games event is back. This is the one that has the normal and the hard mode to it. This was before they did the revamp of the Rising events and whatnot. So that's really nice. They revamped Space Time Rush. Rush 1 now, I think, is just one fight. Yeah, so all you need to do, they revamped Rush to make it like less like grindy. And basically the way how this is that the first rush is only one battle. You'll get all of this stuff in one battle if you complete the challenge requirements. So that's already an easy 100cc right there. Every, what, 2 weeks? Every 2 weeks is an easy 100 Rising Rush. And it's literally just one character. So yeah, they really made it so it's like not as grindy, which is great. And it's the same way with all the others. Like Rush 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 3 battles. 3 battles as opposed to what it was before. Yeah, no, solid update on this. That's one heck of an update. We got a brand new Cell event. This is going to be a Rising battle. Or this is just going to be a like a ladder battle. And yeah, easy, another 1000cc for those who need it as well. Obviously Snake Way came back, and that's really it in terms of the events. This event's still going on, so make sure you do that. On top of that, get this Goku to Zenkai 7 if you haven't been able to do so already. Summons, obviously we got the new Cell Zenkai Awaken banner. We got the Gohan Z Zenkai Awaken banner. They brought this Legends Return Super Saiyan 2 Gohan step up banner. This is very similar to when Piccolo came back. Basically, it's a 4-step. You spend 1900 Z crystals here. You get tickets, and you have a chance to pull this Gohan. And in terms of this banner, you get, obviously, if you need to pull this Gohan, you can pull this Gohan. You got this Gotenks, who's really good. You got this Trunks, who's pretty decent. Gohan is pretty decent, but showing his age. This Goku's okay. This Goku's okay. This Gohan's okay. This Gohan is outdated. Gotenks is a bit outdated. Him Zenkai is pretty good. Him Zenkai is pretty good. Yeah, that's more or less that. Honestly, I tried to do a video for the Piccolo one, and I wasn't able to pull Piccolo in like 4 rotations. So I wouldn't recommend anyone summon on this. Your luck is probably better pulling the units from the Ultra Space Time Rush. But that's just me. That's just how I see it. But yeah, that is it. There is no nothing else going on with this update outside of that. No story, no nothing. So thank you guys again for being patient while I was on my hiatus. Thank you guys for checking out the content while I was away. I got this video that I'm going to be uploading today. And then I already pre-recorded, I think, another 2 or 3 videos as well. And those will be going up over the next couple days. So keep an eye out for that. But as always, like and subscribe for more Legends content. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to go for that Cell or if you're going to go for that Gohan. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later. Hey guys, I was going to end the video, but then I played the game a little bit, and I realized they did a huge overhaul of Ultra Space Time Rush. So I kind of wanted to go over this real quick before I end the video. So if we scroll down through here, it says the event period is from 9/2, which is today, up until 9/16. But I'm hoping that these changes are permanent, because these changes are actually really, really good. So if you come down here, they added a way for you to get the Zenkai Awakening power. You get up to, I think you get like 2,000 of these, which I think is like equal to 70,000 rush medals to be able to acquire both of those, which is very, very generous. So I was really surprised when I came across that. But what they also did too was that they lowered the amount of battles for Rush 1 through 4 to make it less of a grind. Like for Rush 1 is one battle now as opposed to 10. And I don't know if it shows you here in the news. Yeah, I don't think it shows you in the news here, but I completed 1 through 4 already, and you straight up get 100 you get 100 Chrono Crystals, you get 2 of the USTR tickets for the Summon Banner, you get all the different Awakening equipment items and stuff like that put in here as well. It's the same thing with this. You get like 100 Chrono Crystals, you still get like 2 or 3 of the tickets and whatnot. This is actually a really, really solid update. So I would recommend every free-to-play user to go through and just do these if you haven't been doing them before, because now it's easier than ever, and you're tackling maybe half. You're cutting the time to do these by half. So I would definitely recommend everyone do this and get your 500 CCs every 2 weeks for this, because it really does benefit. You get nothing but benefits from it. So definitely do it. Yeah, all 5 rushes still get you 18 rush tickets. It's 1 guaranteed sparking per thing. And it's got the new GOHAN and stuff on it. So definitely get those in while you can. Looks like they haven't updated the ticket cap in any way. That's still all the same. They added Zenkai Souls as well, and based off what I've seen, you can you can get upwards to, depending on how many you have. I have like 250,000 of the rush medals, and using all of those on one type gets me over 1,000 Zenkai Souls. So that's also extremely beneficial as well. The fact that it's so easy to be able to get Zenkai Souls from the shop now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to cover that real quick before I ended the video, because that's kind of a big improvement, and everyone should be doing it now at this point. Like that's an incredible change. So everybody get on top of that. Again, I just wanted to get that in there before ending the video. So thank you guys for hanging out a little bit longer. I'll see you guys in the next one.